Hi, it's Chaz in Spirit Athletica, personal training and lifestyle coaching based in Toronto. This is one of our series of videos that we run on YouTube. They're all around maybe lifestyle coaching, habit formation, habit change, stress relief, nutritional habit change, that type of thing. And we work with people that are mainly over 45 years of age, male or female. Today's particular video is mainly directed at mums, particularly busy mums. We have a number of videos here on YouTube. If you want to see more, you can subscribe to our service. You can check them out. You can share them, place comments below. Tell me it's a load of rubbish, who cares? But seriously, like if you want to follow us, feel free there. And if we can help you out, we will do. If you wanted to book a free consultation at any time, to discuss what we offer in terms of lifestyle coaching and change facilitation, feel free. That my email address will be in the comment section below about the video. I work alongside Accarty. We're both qualified lifestyle and wellness coaches. So today's topic is about what I would call stretched mums. Now, I work with a lot of mums and anywhere between age 40 55, that type of range, who are stretched out. And this whole concept came to me, or I was on a course, it was weight loss and menopause, I think the course is called, or something like that. And one of the people speaking that took my eye was a lady called Amber Trueblood, who had a book called Stretch Marks, which I thought was quite amusing, relative to maybe, I don't know, anything from giving birth to losing weight to the actual thought of being stretched apart, and it's marking you. Actually, I'm just going to quickly show you the book here, if you can see that. Maybe you can't inside out or reverse, but it's Amber Trueblood, and it's called Stretch Marks. So this is based on a talk mainly she did, not necessarily her book. I haven't fully gone through the book just yet. So we're looking at, say, busy mums and how do we help busy mums. And quite often that you find that they're describe themselves as time restricted or time stretched, and they're pulled in every direction possible: kids, work, exercise, whatever they're being pulled in directions to do. And basically, the question is really, how do you want to spend your time? And look back maybe at yesterday, and how did I do yesterday? How much of my time did I spend yesterday was helpful to my mental and emotional energy, or how much was it a drain? And let's say yesterday I spent a lot of time doing X, Y, and Z. How did that serve me? Did it line up with my goals or my values about what's important to me? Did it line up in that respect? And kind of maybe you have to ask yourself, what do I want? So yesterday I spent all day, I don't know, some meaningless kind of crappy little job. Who knows what it could have been? There could have been hundreds of them. But did that line up with my values? Did it enrich my life at all? And when we're looking at tasks to do during the day, one of the common concepts is this, is like, have a list, but don't have endless lists, by the way. Have a small list of stuff. And I'd describe that as the big tasks. Okay, the rocks, you put the rocks into the jar first, and then you fill up with some sand during the day. Or is it just basically you just pouring sand in there all day long, little job, little job, little job, and not getting the big rocks done? And we quite often put away the big rocks. I mean, like a big rock could be, I'm getting up this morning and I'm exercising no matter what. So I put that into the jar first thing and I'm good to go. Now, a lot of the times people talk to themselves in a sort of negative sense in terms of like, oh, I should do this, I should do that. I like to turn that on its head and put it into the, I could do this, I could do that. I mean, I could exercise today or I could not. But if you put it into the category of should, you're doing yourself no favors in a way, because every time you fail on a should, you feel crappy and negative about yourself. So, like there's lots of times when you feel as though should is something that's pushed on you by society or societal norms or what you think is norms. I should whatever. But basically, you could turn up on time for something. You don't should turn up on time. It's like, you pressure yourself. People pressure themselves into these circumstances where they ended up beating themselves up over something because they're pressuring themselves with this I should all the time as opposed to I could. And a lot of people don't have enough almost time left in the day to do what they want to do, and they find themselves sitting up at night after the kids have gone to bed, indulging in TV, maybe a drink, maybe some snacks, that type of thing. I mean, it's the only time really they've got all day long, which is kind of theirs. And this can be a crappy time of the day, particularly because even though it's nice to have some time of your own, none of what you're doing is actually beneficial to you. And in terms of getting some more sleep there, which would probably be the biggest win, believe it or not, would be I was thinking about something that Arianna Huffington once said, and she wrote a good book on sleep or stress or something like that. And I think, a few years ago now, and she was having a lot of issues with overworking and stuff. But if you want to become more productive or more inspired or more joyful in your life, get enough sleep. It was the basic thing there. So if you don't start doing some self-care, then you're going to struggle with the rest of your day anyway. And one way of stopping the struggle with this, apart from doing your big rocks, is saying no to stuff. I'm not the world's best at that, I have to admit. But sometimes you just have to say, if you're overloaded, just say no. Or it doesn't have to be no, period. It can be no, not now. No, I can't do that today, but I might be able to do it tomorrow. And what you do find with people who get overwhelmed with stress or whatever is that they have low level stress over a long period of time. And it's like, for example, holding up this pen. I can hold this up like this for quite a long period of time, but maybe I couldn't hold that up forever because my arm would get tired. Well, if that was a 50 pounds pen that I was holding up, my arm would hold it up for like 2 seconds. But this is low level stress over a long period of time. And quite often we kind of justify that as like, that's what it is for everybody. Mrs. Smith down the road, she's got 3 kids, et cetera, et cetera. And she managed to juggle everything around, which is not good to compare yourself to this other person because you have no idea what's going on. But this low level of stress over time can build up. So, and stress can be negative, physically, emotionally, psychologically. It can have a negative impact on your stress, on your sleep, so your immune system, relationships, your work. Low level stress needs to kind of be considered, and people don't quite often. They just look at big levels of stress, like a death in the family, car crash, moving home, airplane ride, or whatever it may be. So this low level stress over a long period of time can be as bad or negative as in high incidences of big stress. What happens is, though, we kind of tolerate this low level stress, and over time we get sort of kind of stretched more and more by what we're trying to achieve each day. And really, there is only 24 hours in the day. You can't make any more. You might want to do an all-nighter for something, but it's not going to help you. So a couple of things I think to combat this kind of situation of being stretched all the time is kind of, first thing I think is be kind to yourself and be forgiving on yourself. If you haven't done something today, it's not worth beating yourself up about. Like, looking back isn't going to help you. You just look forward to tomorrow. That may be beneficial. So yesterday's mistakes can't become today's worries, as it were. You missed going to the gym, get back on track when you can. Had a crap day with some food, get back on track the next meal that you can. And be honest with yourself. And it's like, instead of trying to copy or be like someone else, just be honest with yourself. Sometimes we forget that we're not 20 anymore, and we want to behave like we're 20 anymore and just cram everything. But we've got changed bodies, changed environments, changed circumstances. Again, back to the self-kindness. Watch what you say to yourself. I mean, like, you look in the mirror and you go, I don't look good in these clothes. Maybe I'm overweight. I look overweight in these clothes. Now, would you say that to somebody else? Probably not. So why are you saying it to yourself? Third thing about dealing with stress is like, let's find ways to de-stress. If we're time crunched, why not batch cook on a Sunday night for the next 3 days? If I'm stressed, am I aligning my time with what's important to me? What energizes me? Am I doing that enough? I like to de-stress by walking in the woods. Do I do it? No. But I say I like doing it, but how often do I actually do it? Not that often. So you've got to work out how you're going to fill up your energy cup. Who's going to refill that for you other than yourself, right? So you can't keep pouring out of the cup, because eventually you've got nothing left in the cup to give. Then the fourth thing is, what tools do you think you have that you can counteract sort of stress or low levels of stress? How do you build resilience to this kind of overwhelming and overload stuff that kind of goes on all the time? Maybe you could just literally go out dancing one night a week, something you enjoy, put on your favorite music, have a playlist of your favorite stuff, or songs from musicals that you particularly like, or whatever it is. One definite thing is to use physical energy or expansion of physical energy. Literally, you feel super stressed, want to take your mind off something. 10 push-ups, 10 squats, 10 lunges per leg, repeat 3 times would be enough to get you moving again mentally, and it will stimulate your brain quite quickly. You could learn other techniques to stop overwhelm, like I'm going to work on, say, breathing techniques. Quite a lot of people breathe shallow and could do with improved breathing. So getting some breathing techniques done would also be really helpful. And lastly, if you want to kind of break free of where you're at, maybe find someone that you can be accountable to or with. If you're not good at doing stuff on your own, find someone who you can be helping you along the way. Get some little micro goals going and say, like, I'm going to go out for a walk tomorrow. You don't have a whole hour, but 10 minutes is enough. I'm going to go around the block. Why bother? Because it's worth it and it builds a habit. The fact you can't do an hour is not a big deal. So you have to forgive yourself that a big thing, because you've done a small thing, which is the 10-minute walk. So practicing some accountability to yourself there is handy, and figure out what you're good at and work on those type of things. So this is for busy mums, and there's a few tips there on how not get stretched all over the place. So again, as I said, if you like our stuff, you can comment in the sections below. Give us feedback. If you've got topics you want us to cover, feel free and we'll discuss them with you. If you need help with anything, obviously contact us and we can try and help you in the right directions. Okay, thank you very much for watching.